Hello everybody, it's Dean Spillabean back on your screen, and I'm going to be doing some work on the OCSMP server. Although not entirely doing some actual work, this episode's going to be kind of a filler episode. Because if you didn't see the last episode, I made a door, and then it broke, and I was sad. Wait, did that break it? Oh my gosh, that broke it. So apparently, dying while this thing is moving has a chance to just completely break this. So I spent like a week or two trying to develop an actual door that would actually work and not break anytime I actually do. Actually, correction, it still does break, mostly because there's not a lot of ways to avoid it from breaking, but I've made ways for it to be fixed if it does break, making me more confident to actually use it. So this video is kind of an in-between filler episode. I don't have the door done, I'll show you the progress on it. The full demonstration of the entire door, once it's actually fully complete, will be kind of in its own little mini episode? Something like that, I don't know. It'll be kind of like that door move video that I made that suddenly somehow got 300 views on. How did it get 300? I don't know. So apparently people watch this, so I'm gonna make a Door Move 2, the sequel, which is just Door Move but better. And that's going to be the description. But yeah, I'm going to cut away to some actual gameplay and just kind of go over the door. This video is mostly just going to be how it works, because in the Door Move to the sequel, the Better Door video, I'm going to be having a link to this video that shows how the door works, in case someone who's watching this would actually like to know how it actually does work. So, yeah, that's what this video is about. What? Oh, yeah, that's right, the new face thing. So I spent some time in Photoshop and tried to get, like, a face that I could, like, work with, and it's okay. I need to do some more work on it, so allow me to just modify it a bit more. So, you get the prototype version, because it's not really prototype version, it's pretty good, actually. Basically, it's my first steps to trying to, like, make my own face instead of just, like, using some sprites from something. It'll have the same effect, it'll just be more made by me, which, in my eyes, I kind of like that more. Okay, I'm gonna not stall anymore. Time to explain how the door moves. Wow, it works. It works. The full thing worked. Quite laggy for sure, but oh my gosh. It's alive! Alive! Very wonderful. I guess kind of... Actually, I'm gonna wait for this thing to get done before it's on. So cool. Oh, and the frames are back. Hello and welcome to actual gameplay of me actually playing Minecraft actually. You might notice something kind of nice. I have hands now. Okay, other than that, I worked on the door. Obviously this is a better door than there was before, and I'm going to press this button to get it to work. But if you've seen my door move video, you know exactly how it works. It just goes down and up. But this video is more going to be, like I said, just going over how it actually works. That's going to be the whole point. That, and I didn't properly document, or I guess I'm not sure how to actually document showing off everything, so I'm just going to show this. Anyways, time for some lag incarnate. Boop. Can't really do much to stop it from lagging due to it being just a massive door that moves, but it does move. Ain't that cool? It's also extremely loud, which we'll experience when we get close to the machine. But yeah, there's the door. It's halfway. You might notice that there's a section at the top. That's lag. It's almost at the bottom. Okay, there we go. That's done. And you might notice over here in the back, I have a second door, and it also works just as well. So down in here is the maintenance room. Here we can see all of the crazy amounts of redstone that goes into actually making the whole Jeez, there's just holes everywhere. At some point I need to put in safety rails, but as long as I got wings, I should be fine. So how exactly do these door things work? Well, it's basically using like these slices of module. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't exactly design the door to begin with. It was an idea that I took from, I think, one of Mumbo Jumbo's videos on his different door design.
What it loses in elegance and style, it makes up for in just sheer scale.
Probably have a link in the description just to link towards where I got the idea from. But basically the gist is that it's made up of all of these modules. Oh yeah, I kind of went over this in the last episode, but whatever. And pretty much it sends a signal to all of these observers that powers all of the pistons in this line simultaneously, so that whole sections of the door move all at once. And then eventually they just get observers sent down this line that goes all the way down to the very bottom, causing a chain reaction to actually lift the whole door up. It's raining. Oh no, it's gonna get my circuitry wet. Oh no. And what's kind of cool is that I actually link this in a way that I don't have to press the button to use both doors. So I can actually just trigger one or the other if I really want. But that's only possible if I'm in the maintenance room, and that's just if I'm going to showcase it. So you can kind of see it work kind of quick. It's actually working better now. That's probably because I'm not running 2. Yeah, that's what it looks like behind it, which is kind of neat. I just got to remember to get it working. Anyways, how it actually runs is I press this button, it triggers this piston, which moves this observer, which sends it down the line. It's basically the thing that causes the chain reaction. Now you might notice that this piston has retracted this observer away. That is purely so that no matter what I do, there's no way for it to send another signal which can jam up the system and cause a misfire. Basically, that just stops me from breaking my own machine. But how is it smart enough to know that? I'm glad you asked. I am using these little observers right here. It's got basically detects if there is a block that is moved, and every time this door moves one block up, there's observers that just go along this line that detect that. And whenever they do detect that, they send a signal to these pistons that updates this giant wall. And I can actually show it. You can see as it goes down, as it moves, that those pistons are updating these walls, which then sends a signal to a torch thing that updates all of these observers, that puts it through a delay system that keeps this repeater on, which keeps this redstone torch off, which retracts this piston, which retracts the observer, stopping it from working. And if it ends, it doesn't update anymore, and once that clock is over, the piston moves and I can input it again. So it's basically a cooldown system preventing me from triggering it twice. Oddly enough, that's probably one of the more complicated circuits in the whole build, just to get it to work, because without this, there is a chance that I could accidentally press the button again and cause a misfire and cause jams, and then it just breaks the whole system, which is what happened in the last episode, where it just kinda broke. So, in the very weird and odd case that it does break, I tried to develop a way to fix that. And I've developed the leaf wall. I'll go over more detail and actually show it breaking in the creative world. I don't want to purposefully break it here, because good God, this is a lot to fix if it does break. But basically, leaves have a very odd feature where they can tell how close they are to logs. And observers can actually sense whenever leaves have noticed that they're close to logs. You can see over here on F3, it's underneath oak leaves, distance 7. That basically means that it's 7 or more blocks away from a log. And if I, hold on a second, if I go around and trigger that piston, which retracts that, which changes blah blah blah, basically it triggers another chain reaction that extends all of these pistons, getting all of these logs moved. If we look at it again, you'll notice that the distance on that number has changed. That is, so the whole reason for this is if we go down to the bottom, if I weave through my own webbing of whatever, there's this line of observers here. And this is the key to actually fixing the whole machine if it ever does break. Because if it does break, that means it'll get stuck somewhere in the middle, and the whole reason why I couldn't fix it before was because I would have to activate all of these observers in this line simultaneously to actually get it to sync up with itself and not break anymore. So, to lighten the load on like dismantling the entire thing, I built this leaf wall that updates the entire thing. It doesn't have to be all at once, which is why these logs kind of take it. Actually, I can press that. You can see it take a bit. Oddly enough, this is actually kind of fast, which I'm kind of impressed by it. And it's just, it's a T flip-flop switch, where it just extends a piston over there, and then it retracts it, turning this entire line off and on. So if I press that again, it's in its off state, which oddly enough, it actually does matter if the logs are on the leaf as opposed to the logs being off the leaf, which again I'll go more into detail in the creative segment. Okay, just let me double check. So both those doors are down. Yeah, I'm going. Oh yeah, I don't have a thing to trigger both of them down. Wait, hold on. I was about to say, I can't trigger both of them while I'm down there, but I can actually do that real quick. Let's see, I'll just snag some redstone, get a button. That's about all I need. So if I go all the way down here, you see these like towering redstone torches or whatever? That is how this works. 2, 3, about there. So if I press this, should send signals to all of that. Yep, yeah, I even put in like redstone lamps in place to... Yep, there we go. You can see it just slowly but surely go up. I say slowly because, you know, it's slow. Whoop, oh gosh. Also causes huge frame rate drops for obvious reasons. We're over on the interior door. I don't have it designed yet, mostly because I just haven't gotten around to having it designed. But this door doesn't go into anywhere yet. But I'm thinking once I get this whole door done, I'm gonna turn this into a huge castle base for an episode or two. I'll figure something out to do with it. As for how much slime and honey blocks and pistons and observers that are needed to actually make this thing, you can assume that it would take about a full double chest worth of slime and honey, and then about a chest worth of observers and pistons. So basically a lot of resources. Actually kind of funny, this whole build actually completely drained all of my redstone resources from my main mining base, the one with the giant hole, the one where I had like tons of redstone there. I drained my entire redstone supply to actually make this door, which is completely ridiculous. Although I did stop halfway through to get resources for the second door, and that took like a week. I keep talking about it, so we're gonna go over to it. Off to the creative world. Hello and welcome to Dean's Creative World of Creativeness, where things are creatively created. Here we have Infinite Desert and several machines. Oh gosh. So this is the initial prototype, and this has been a thing since, I don't know, like this has been here for like years. But I think these over here were my first attempts at just slime pistons, flying machines things or whatever. And eventually I made this wacky contraption, which is basically just the door, just a single segment that I can work with. Then if you press it again, sends signals. Actually, I didn't actually go over how the door goes down. Okay, how it actually goes down is that this line of observers that would be there would get triggered. So if this one gets activated, boop. And that's how this whole wall part goes down. So with how the circuit works, there's just a button that triggers a redstone line that goes to both the observer tower down and to where the observer would be here. So if I press that button, it would have activated that, but I'm too slow so we didn't get to see it. But you get the idea. And then we get to my door prototype build thing, where... Actually, it's desynced. Give me a second. This entire thing is incredibly ugly as well. Oh gosh. You gonna work? Oh yeah, there it goes. Worked eventually. And you might notice that I say work eventually. That's because in this version I have wood going up a pillar. And apparently this is wrong. So kind of a cool thing with this whole build. So looking back here, just a piston extender extending logs into a leaf wall. The observers will notice a change in leaf distance to log, so they trigger this piston which sends it up. And that was the original design. And we can actually see it like this. And that looks kind of cool, except you might notice that it's not synced up entirely. There's like some weird, not sure parts. Like it's not a solid line that goes up and a solid line that goes down. And apparently, this is the weird thing. If we can do this here, the observer actually notices the piston moving twice. And because it actually notices the piston moving twice, actually no, it's not just the piston. Also leaf blocks as well send multiple signals because it takes time for them to decay. So if I trigger that, you would think that all of these would get triggered at the same time, but in actuality, not all of them did. So you get inconsistent results, which is really weird. It's just so weird. Like, I'm just gonna reset that real quick. So if I click that one, you get a kind of a solid result, you would think, but then it triggers again twice. And then it fixes itself, but it's inconsistent. Pistons also have this mechanic where they trigger twice. And that's a bit more reasonable because this block changes twice whenever it's extending, because it turns into its solid form for a little bit, and then when it whatever, you get the idea. They send two signals. So just kind of around here, just random stuff that I tried to figure out how to fix it. And one of these ideas was just a solid line. And if I just press that, wait. Oh yeah, it's not actually going to work because these guys don't need logs every so often. Maybe. Hold on. Did that stay consistent? I think it did. But basically, this idea here just sends a signal to the entire tower of leaves. And I figured out that I only need half of those, because what this one log does is updates 6 leaves in either direction. So at the end of the 6th leaf, is where this one would start. So it triggers 6 leaves up, 6 leaves down. And having the 6th leaf go into the next one 6th leaf. Basically, one log can cover a large area, and that's what I've used in the final model. So this is the prototype version of how I actually trigger the whole thing, where if I go down here and press this button, it triggers another toggle switch that'll move this redstone block here, which activates all of the wood, and then it's separated in such a way that it triggers the entire line correctly. However, annoyingly enough with how it works, if I retract all of the logs, it sends a double signal, so I can't even get this to work unless it's just and only a apply log. And only there will it unjam itself. So if I take it away, then it won't unjam itself. Actually, just to show it, so press that button and it should start working. Look at it go, it's moving quite nicely. Oh, I just sent in a second signal. Let's see if it breaks. No, I didn't catch it. It is a little random if sending a second signal will break it or not, because it has to catch a piston and observer at the same. There we go. So right there is when it broke. You can see just a whole section got stuck, and thankfully it was a synced up section. Also, I'm not sure why these stone blocks were there. So normally how you fix this is completely dismantle the whole thing, but with how I have my safety net mechanism, if I activate it, wait, hold on. I have to send the flying, jeez. To get it to work, you have to send the bottom section up first and wait for it to stop, in which it stops there, but now you can't get it down, which is where this comes in. If I apply it, it detects the leaves updating, so the observers send it all down. Alright, that's all retracted, and we'll try to send it up again. There we go. It got stuck again, so press that button, leaves get activated. It sends that section down because that's all that's connected. And then press it one more time, and I believe that should fix it. Oh yeah, I need to press it one more time, and then it should be corrected. Because now all of it is connected to each other. Yes, nice. And now the wall is completely fixed, and we got no more problems to deal with. With how pistons work, and because they're sending 2 signals, and just a reminder, see that 2 signal that's being sent? Because 2 signals are being sent, it'll activate this observer, which triggers this piston to lower this 2x2 section down, which would then activate this observer to push this piston up and grab onto this 2x3 section. Yeah. However, because this piston got triggered twice, or no, the observer gets triggered twice, which would trigger the piston twice, it would push down at the same time this one would push up, canceling it out and basically causing a jam. So the goal was to get rid of that double hit, which is what this does, and why I say it should be just an apply only, because, actually, okay, looking at the thing, so over there when the distance moved, we can see it here, with the logs being applied, it is immediately 1, but if I press it again, with them taken away, it changes from 1, 3, 5 to 7, and because of that rapid change, that can cause a misfire to happen, which is why I say only apply the logs to make it go down and retract the logs after it reaches the bottom. Which, now that I think about it, if I'm going to do that with my door, I should have a way to automatically do that, where if an observer detects that it's down here, it automatically triggers this off. However, I'm going to just be doing that for maintenance, so I don't particularly need an automatic thing unless someone else is doing it, but I don't need to do that because no one else is going to be using the door maintenance reboot system thing. Oh gosh, speaking of, I tried to figure up a circuit to like automatically fix this thing. So I would have little sticks of slime blocks that would be attempting to push into the wall. And if it's able to move, that means that the door is not complete. It needs to make another cycle of trigger it to go down, trigger it to go up, and catch as much of it as possible. And then after each check, it would send a stick into the wall at specific spots to check and see if the wall was completely built. Because what would happen is that one section of the wall could be here, another section could be at the very top, and it would have to go catch that. And if it doesn't catch that, it then continuously loops around until all of the sections of the wall are recovered. Needless to say, that got way too complicated way too fast, and I just decided to just do a whole manual system. Which honestly, with the safety measures I put in place, that basically literally prevents me from sending more than one signal, I don't particularly need to worry about it too much. That and the only problems with the door opening or closing and breaking is I have to make sure that I don't leave the area. But yeah, basically just to not break it, I don't leave the area, I don't die, I don't go through the nether or anything like that. I just make sure the entire door is open and closed first before going anywhere else, and it takes like 30 seconds for it to open and close. I guess while we're here, I've been trying to figure out like different ways to actually get a signal being sent all the way down. Okay, it needs to go here. There we go. So as you can see, it has this long stream of water that comes down and activates all of the pistons eventually. But, of course, the problem is that it takes forever for the water to go down. And that's a lot of triggers. But I don't believe it could have caused a problem just because of all those triggers. Also, how did I know about the whole leaves thing? That was from, I think, an Il Mango video.
Man, you can easily rebuild this to a 7-game tick lock. Just put maybe a redstone dot here, leave there. Now we have a 7-game tick lock. So it's super nice.
Editing Dean coming in for a moment. So, I actually watched these videos like years ago, and I was basically doing this entire door project from memory. And only after I got the whole project done, and looking back on those videos, did I realize that I got some of my design wrong. However, it kind of works, maybe not as efficiently or cheaply as I could have made it, but, oops, oh well, learning process or something like that. Okay, back to the video. I wasn't sure on doing this because I thought they patched it out at some point, but apparently they didn't, which honestly is like the weirdest thing, that you can just do all that without, I would say without observers, but you have to have observers here to actually get a signal out. But I guess you can like have or remove pistons altogether with, well, you can remove pistons altogether with this design. Or no, you can remove observers altogether with this design specifically, because it just has logs strategically placed to trigger the entire wall separately. Or you can use this and lessen the amount of observers needed to make this contraption. I don't think I properly showed this off yet, but green screen room. It's how I was able to get like images for my character so easily, because I just green screen and everything. And I can't see anything, but if I activate hitboxes, I can see things again. And I know somewhere around here, yeah, there we go. That's the exit. Useful. I gotta say, you pretty much need to have mods to actually run this kind of a room. This is
honestly a very big room. It does not need to be this big. I have no idea why I wanted this big, but that's just kind of it. And how I got it to work is you get a huge area. This is just basically used for maps. If I'll get just one of these, you can see it's all green here. And I got a few preset command blocks where I can make it all white. And then I just update the map here. Then if I go back to the green room, it automatically updates all of the other maps that's linked to. So that's cool. Oh yeah, and you might notice that there's like another one that's kind of different. That's because there's two maps. What this means I can do, if I set that one to gray, it automatically updates the entire room. And then I can... Oh gosh, accidentally updated the wrong thing. So set this one back to white, and we go back in, and it fixes it. This is also how I got the cool effect in that Entry 17 video, where it was just this weird dead space area, and then it just had a character in the middle of it. Speaking of the Entry 17 video, got ourselves the laboratory. Which, it looks kind of cool. There's a few references here and there, and I guess avid Minecraft players might be able to notice a few of them. Or I guess Undertale players as well, because there's like, I think, one reference. But, let's see, so the darkness is just, it's just a dragon egg. Also, how I got the clocks to move around, this is kind of funny. But you might have noticed a time set today thing here. It's because I have a command block set up that sets it today. However, I also added a function where I can flip that lever and it flips it from night to day repeatedly. It's happening too fast for it to calculate, but you can see the sun back there. And if we go back over to here, I reloaded in. Oh, look at it go. It's going back and forth and back and forth. Practically no one even noticed that, but it's a cool little detail I had. Of course, the downside is that it keeps telling me that the day and night is changing. Oh. Well, now it's properly actually setting the day and night. Lights off, lights on. Lights off, lights on. And then last cool thing is the light switch, which was also how I got the effect at the end of the video of just turning off all of the lights. And I think I had the back left area on for too long, but whatever. And then flip the lever again, and they eventually turn on as well. Very cool. Oh yeah, also the lava gets removed at the same time. Which is probably also why this area it takes a bit longer. So everything's turning off. And the lava gets removed as well. Why is that? Because there's dispensers behind it. So we'll see just a bunch of redstone repeaters, making it take a while to actually turn on. Another toggle switch that activates the dispensers, getting rid of and getting more lava. I originally had a command block set up for that, but then my brother came in and asked, why not just use dispensers? And I was like, oh, you're right, I should just use dispensers. But yeah, this is the laboratory area, and I think I might try to do more builds like these, where I just build an entire room for the sole purpose of just like a little scripted video. I'm not sure what I would do next, but I guess that would be neat if I could do that. What in the world? Why are there bunnies on this thing? Oh yeah, if you're wondering what this is, it doesn't work, but it's supposed to be a binary thing. I didn't make it, I was trying to replicate it, but I think it was just an outdated design and I just never deleted it. Anyways, I think we're going to end this episode here. I know it's not particularly an episode that's like normal, as in I'm not particularly showing progress, except I am actually. I don't know why I'm thinking I'm not. Anyways, thank you for watching, and yeah, you know what, it doesn't feel the same, hold on. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it at least some amount, and oh gosh, the lag. My heart skips a beat every time I see that thing not render correctly. And I'm just rambling on again. Anyways, thank you for watching. I know it was a little weird, but I hope you enjoyed it at least some amount. Next episode is going to be me actually having this door done, and then actually working on the base. But I want to actually get the door done first, and have its own separate video, just kind of showing how it all works. Because, I mean, did you see the last door move video? It got 300 views. That is my most viewed video so far. And I am so jealous that this video got the thing with the... Basically, gonna try and do that twice and see if it works. But, I guess if you're here from the door move video, hello, I'm Dean Spillabing. Thank you for listening to my insane ramblings all the way to the end of the video. I play on a multiplayer server, though it's not exactly multiplayer because not a lot of people are playing on it. However, I love playing Minecraft so much. I mean, could you tell? I play Minecraft a lot. Every now and again people get on the server. You can go back in time to the previous episodes and see that there were people. It's just, they got kind of busy. I'm busy too, but I'm also absurdly dedicated. Like, I don't know why I'm this dedicated to Minecraft. If you are here from that door move video, you should go check out some of my other stuff. I do make other videos every now and again. In fact, speaking of, I'm going to try and make another series. I'm not going to tell you what the new series is going to be on. It's not a Minecraft related thing. I do build stuff in the new series, but I'm not going to tell you until it suddenly drops out of nowhere. I'll give you a hint. Conveyor belts. Jeez, I gotta stop rambling at the end of these videos. I just want it to end, but not really, because I don't want it to end. I want to keep talking forever. I want to keep getting my voice out to the world. And I don't know when to end it. So now for the third outro. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it at least some amount. Go check out some of my other stuff. There's other stuff to watch, guys. You don't have to watch just the door move video. I'm gonna make another one because that seems to be a thing. But guys, there's other videos to watch. Is there actually? No more sidetracks, outros. That's gonna be it. See you guys in the next episode, or whenever I get that second door move, the sequel, the better one, down and out. Jeez, I became a small celebrity for like a week. That's crazy. Okay, alright. Thank you all for watching, and y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.